study.
But isn't he a scientist? Why does a scientist want to see us?
Mr. Wright, the American gentleman, has something special to ask you.
Well, these must be your kids. Great snakes, I never saw such a fine, healthy lot. They're wonderful. I just know they're going to be great friends with my little Berta.
They're not all mine. Only this one's mine. The other two are nephews and a niece.
They do have names, dear. Mr. Wright, this is Anne, Julian, and Dick.
How do you do, sir? Sir, your car. It's terrific.
What, that old thing? Say, you got a fine boy here.
They're not eating lunch with us, are they?
No, dear, I've packed them up a picnic hamper. But Mr. Wright did want to meet them, remember?
And I'll tell you why. Anne, is it? My little girl will be going to your school. She knows no one in this country. You will be kind to her, won't you?
10 shillings. Thank you, sir, but I...
Take it. Spend it among yourselves. Be seeing you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Homemade lemonade. Your mother's terrific, George.
Aunt Frances is so nice. She was even nice to that big noisy man.
I liked him because he thought you were a boy. George, when will you grow out of that? Why should I? Here goes! Mad. You first. Ugh. What's in this?
That's the one I made for Timmy, silly. Timmy!
All here. Now then, my friend, Mr. Wright, has a daughter named... What's her name? Something silly.
Well, it's rather a nice name, dear. Berta.
Don't interrupt. Well, Berta's father has been warned that of all things, she's going to be kidnapped.
Gosh! But why?
We are working on a new scientific scheme that, if used properly, could benefit all mankind.
And womankind, too, I dare say.
Elba, Mr. Wright, has papers containing this secret information. If he doesn't hand these papers over to people who will put our discoveries to very evil uses, they will kidnap... Oh.
Berta.
Berta. And he swears if they do take his daughter, that to get her back, he will give away every single secret they want.
But how does it involve us?
He came here last night when we were all fast asleep and asked me to take in...
Berta.
Berta. She will stay here only 3 weeks. By that time, our scheme will be launched and our secrets safe.
3 weeks? But that's the rest of our holiday. Why has she got to come here?
3 weeks with a strange girl.
Don't worry, Aunt Frances. We'll look after her.
When does she arrive, Uncle Quentin?
Who? Oh, what's her name?
Berta!
Tonight. And such nonsense. It all has to be secrets. I'm not permitted to tell you how.
Berta's been seasick, and she's upset and scared. I want to get her to bed and to sleep. Are you all right, dear?
If I could have Sally with me.
Sally?
My dog. She's in the basket.
No, we can't have another dog staying here. Put her downstairs. My dog's very fierce, and he'd never allow it. Would you, Timmy? Never.
Sally, come on, Sally. I knew they'd be friends. By the way, Georgina, I'm so glad you're a girl. Last night I wasn't sure. Don't call me Georgina.
Yeah, it's great. Berta, these are my brothers.
He's Julian and he's Dick.
Who's this?
Now, don't pretend you don't know. It's your friend Elva's daughter. She arrived late last night. I didn't wake you.
Oh, yes. Glad to have you here, Berta. And who are you?
Now, don't be silly, dear. This is our cook, Joan. Joan, this is our guest, Berta.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, miss. Oh, sir, postman's been.
It's from your father. I must say, he has some very strange ideas. He wants you disguised in case anyone comes snooping around. You have to change your name. And bless myself, we're to cut her hair and dress her up as a boy.
Well, I won't. I won't have my hair cut off, and I won't be dressed as a boy. I mean, girls with short hair like boys are silly, don't they?
You know your problem. You haven't got any brothers to keep you in line. Well, while you're here, Dick and I are your brothers, and we'll all get along fine.
I think it'll be very nice to have brothers. Thank you, Julian.
We can be 3 boys together.
We'll have to think of a boy's name for you now.
Robert.
No, I think that's too much like your own name.
My second name then, Leslie.
Leslie it is then. There.
Keep on working with all this hooting and cackling going on. Who's this? Oh, no, not someone else come to stay.
Father, don't you know?
Never seen him before in my life.
It's Berta!
Who? Oh, Berta.
Except now I'm going to be known as Leslie.
Oh, thank you, children. You've been so good, Berta. Leslie, I think you deserve a reward.
The only thing I want is to have Sally sleeping on my bed, like Timmy sleeps on George's.
Anne and me and Timmy and you and your stretcher bed and your dog. All in my little room.
It would be very crowded, dear.
I've a nice big bedroom, Master Leslie. You and your dog would be very welcome there.
Thank you, John. And I just love being called Master Leslie.
I have to go away for a couple of days. Elba is sure there's a mistake in his calculations. We have to check them all again.
Oh, shall I come with you? Well, you know you always need someone to see you shave and put on a clean shirt. And I could do with a bit of peace and quiet.
Why not? What's her name?
Joan.
She's very good with the children. Anything at all suspicious, and she'd ring the police. But there won't be anything suspicious, and that's that.
Hey, this is really great. Dick? What is it?
Sun, glinting off binoculars.
Kidnappers.
Just hang on. If it's them, they're looking for a curly-haired girl. Leslie's a boy. Even someone who knew her before wouldn't have any way of knowing her now. Yes, they would. So, if there are strange people around, they're getting uncomfortably close.
Well, tonight, Master Leslie's bed's going to be moved away from the window, and all the windows are going to be fastened, even if we melt in the heat, and the door is going to be locked.
Berta? Leslie, I'll lend you Timmy. He can sleep in your room with Sally. You'll be safe then.
Oh, thank you, miss. We'll certainly be glad of Timmy.
Thank you, George. I sure do appreciate that.
George, you are improving.
Because I practice secretly.
It's awfully hot in here, Julian. Could we let some air in, please?
No.
It's all right. Timmy will growl if there's anyone outside.
Well, just for a few minutes.
Look, out there. I saw a face. Timmy, quick, after him. Timmy's not here. Timmy! Oh, you fat tit of a dog, where are you? Where have you been? Go, chase him.
What is it? What's that?
A man watching from the garden. You stupid dog! We needed you and you weren't even in the room.
Oh, poor Timmy. Don't, George.
I can scold my own dog if I want to. I'll bet he followed your horrid little woolly pet into the hall. It was her fault.
Do shut up, George. Your temper gets us nowhere.
Timmy, I'm sorry. I was so scared when I saw that face.
You can go off to bed and calm down, that's what. And remember, Master Leslie, you and your dog are to come up to my room.
Who is it?
It's me, Joe. I'm sorry, George, but I wonder would you take her? She just won't settle for me. Thank you, miss.
Good night, Joan.
Good night, miss.
What's happening? I'm amazed. You always sleep through everything. The two dogs wouldn't settle and Berta can't get to sleep.
I hope Sally doesn't keep us awake.
Well, if she does, she's going outside. That's it. I've had quite enough of your whining. You can get in there and stay there.
Yeah, she's the one. Kringle says they cut her hair short like a boy. Yeah, that was her poodle. She's the one, all right? Come on.
Go!
No sign of her anywhere.
But where could she have...
George must have brought Sally down here last night.
And they got her, thinking she was you.
But when they realise she'll come back for... Inside.
No. George wouldn't do that. She wouldn't put you in danger, Berta. I mean, Leslie.
She might. She doesn't like me.
No. George would never put you at risk if she could help it.
Just the same, inside, and I'm gonna phone the police.
Timmy's picked up George's scent. Come on.
Tire marks. Maybe they'll be useful.
But how do we know they're anything to do with us?
Think about it, Anne. They parked, got George, brought her here, and then drove off. Look! N-I-R-G. Nurg? Grin? I wouldn't have thought she'd have felt much like grinning.
Maybe it's part of a bigger word. She didn't have enough letters or enough time to finish it.
The police say we should get Miss Berta out of here immediately.
Where?
Well, you remember Jo, the gypsy girl?
Jo? She's wonderful.
She lives with your cousin now, doesn't she, Jo?
That's right.
Oh, yes, that village is so cut off. No one would ever think of looking for Berta there.
Gringo!
What does that mean?
It's the name of a fair that travels around these parts. It's in Granton just now, a few miles away. I got this friend. He works for it. His name's Spiky. Had about 100 free rides on the roundabout.
You would. But maybe George didn't mean that Gringo.
How many Gringos are there? Spiky said Gringo, his boss, is very mean and nasty. And if someone wants something horrible done, Gringo puts out his hand, and if they put money in it, he'll do anything they ask.
Those men who are after Uncle Quinton's secret figures, maybe they paid him to do the kidnapping. Does this Gringo man, does he own a big car?
Yeah, it pulls the caravan. I tell you what, you lend me your bike, Julian, and I'll whiz down to Granton now to see what I can sift out.
Well, when?
Now!
Certainly not. Riding that far in the middle of the night? How'd you get here?
Ran, of course.
If you ran all the way, why'd you want to
Don't
borrow
worry. Go back to bed.
Don't you dare take my bike.
As if I would.
I know that bell. That's my bike. The monkey. She promised not to take my bike, but she made no promises about yours, Dick. Sally, come on. Morning walk. Joe's returned my bike. And she's polished it too. She's left a note. Spiky says something funny's going on. Meet you at the fair, 4 o'clock, this afternoon.
Come along, round and round and round and a roundabout. Joe!
Julian, Dick, Spiky.
5 minutes.
What do you think you're doing? Clear off the lot of you!
George's dressing gown. So she was here.
Who are you? Get out of it!
That man, was that...
Gringo. So that's what he's been doing this afternoon. He hitched that little back van down to his car, took it off somewhere away for about an hour.
Turned the caravan, it couldn't have been doing more than about 30 miles an hour. So that's 15 each way.
So, somewhere within 50 miles of here, he's hidden George.
Oh, that's great. So where's he hidden her? North, south, east, west?
In his house. I've seen it. A big house. Near some village called... Pinning. Hang on, Piney. Oh, I know.
Twining!
Look, through those trees.
Let's try again. Come on, Timmy. Come on.
I've got this funny feeling we're being watched.
Julian, look! It's a trap. I'm sure it wasn't open before. Come on. Come on, Timmy. I'll check in the rooms. No, upstairs. There's a new lock on this one. George, you all right? Come on.
Boy! Gringo! What's down? Come in here.
How did you find me? Aha! With the help of Jo. She wanted to come too, but of course, it would be far too dangerous for a girl.
If I hadn't opened the coal house door, you'd never got in here.
I told you there was someone following us.
No, Timmy. On guard.
It's all right. I've locked them in.
Yes. Hello, the police, please. Hello, officer. If you tell your men to come to the big house on the hill, just past the village of Twining, you'll find the men who kidnapped that young lady. Yes, we captured them. Yes, sir. Julian. Goodbye. Talk about cool as a cucumber. Telephoning the police from the villain's own house.
Look, it wasn't me, I tell you. I was just the dog's body.
I don't think the judge will see it that way, Gringo. I reckon you're looking at... Oh, let me see.
All right, all right. What if I give you the names of the Americans?
Americans? Well, that'll be something. Tell you what, why don't you start from the beginning? We'll see what we can do.
Oh, George, how I've missed you.
There you are. I told you there was nothing to worry about.
Wonderful!